Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial. In today's video, we are going to learn how to set up SSH for secure remote access on Rocky Linux. This is must known skill for anyone working with Linux system. So let's get started. SSH or a secure shell is a protocol used to securely access and manage remote system. In this video, we will cover everything from installation to securing your SSH server. First, update your system. Open the terminal. Run command. Enter sudo password. Okay, everything is updated. So next, install SSH Server package. Let's see if the package is already installed or not, or else we can directly run a command to install it. Yes, package is already installed. Next, check if the service is active or not. SSD service is active and running, and also it is enabled. So we will move to connect via SSH. As of now, I don't have another Linux server to check the connection. The syntax will be, if I'm connecting to this server or from taking access from another server, the command will be SSH, enter the username. In my case, the username will be admin user @ IP address. Replace username with your system username and the IP address with your server IP address. So how to get the IP address? By using this if config command. You can see the IP address here, and another command is that you can directly check with IPR. IP address also is there. From this also you can get a detailed information. Let's secure SSH server. We need to edit SSHD conf file. For that I will use Vim editor to edit the file. Here what we will do, we will update the port from default port to something else like 2222. So here you can see the default port is 22. I will enable this port 22 and append with 2222. And also you can disable the root login as well on this system. Before doing some changes, for a safe side, you can take a snapshot as well. Give the name. It is taking a snapshot. Snapshot is completed. Let's minimize this. Disable root login for security. we need to search permit root login. Here also you can disable, means can I add a line here, copy paste this to no. And if you want to allow a specific user to access the server, you can mention those username as well. As of now we will not update anything for that, just I will show. Allow user, here it is not there. If you want to allow some user, like allow user space followed by the name of the user, we can add the line here. Let's save the file. As of now I'm not allowing any specific user. Let's restart SSD service. Let's see what is the issue. Let's check the logs. Cannot bind any address. Permission denied. This means SSHD service is trying to bind to a port 2222, but it's being blocked by a permission issue. Let's check the SELinux if it is blocking the port. For that, run the command. We can check the logs. Let's filter it with SSHD. It seems to be a SELinux issue. EU search. Filter with SSHD. Okay. SELinux is denying SSHD from connecting to the port 2222. The AVC type is known as Access Vector Cache. Messages are SELinux denial. It is denying SELinux denial message, and they usually locking to the port 2222. We need to add that port in SELinux. This is a timestamp. Source context SSH T context is a target context, and T class might be a TCP socket. If SELinux blocks SSD service from accessing the port 2222, you will see the message like the one above. To prevent having to disable SELinux completely, the simple and straightforward to debug, just disable the SELinux. You can see SELinux is enabled or not. The command is, it is enforcing SELinux is enabled. To disable, just run enforce set enforce to 0. Permission denied. Let's add sudo. Now check SELinux is disabled. From here we can restart the service to check if it is working. This command was not working, now it is working. So let's see if we re-enable, and let's add the port in SELinux. Get enforce. It enforcing. I re-enable the SELinux. Now let's restart the SSD service. You will get error. You can allow SSD port to bind 2222. Here is what we can do it. Like before that, I think we need to install some packages. Let's see, directly adding the SELinux port. TCP and give the port. We added the port. If it is not working, then you need to install some Python utilities. Let's check if manage. Okay, now SSH is allowed on a 2222 port, so this should allow the list of SSH ports. And also let's see if 2222 port is not being used by any of the service on Rocky Linux. For that you can use netstat command, sudo netstat -. Okay, it is using for SSH only. Let's restart the service. service restarted successfully. By doing this, you can keep SELinux enabled while still allowing SSH service to work with the new port. And also we have cross verified with netstat command. And let's see if firewall rule is enabled. If it is enabled, we need to add port to open the port to 2222. Yes, it is running. Let's add port permanent. Syntax error. Let's reload. Okay, the next step is to enable key-based authentication. For that, you need to generate a key. SSH keygen. I will generate RSA 4096. Press enter to save the key at a default location. And set a key passphrase if you like, or just enter. Again enter. Key has been generated. Let's verify. Okay. IDRSA is also created. IDRSA.pub. This is a public key and this is a private key. Copy the public key to the remote server if in case you want to connect to this Rocky Linux from another uh, Linux server. You can do it directly. You can manually copy with WinSCP, or you can use SSH copy command as well. Copy ID. Provide the username @ machine IP. As of now, I am not having another Linux server. I have set up VirtualBox. In that I have only one machine. So what I can do, I will access Linux server from Windows. I will use PuTTY or MobiXterm SSH client tool to access this Rocky Linux server. PuTTY is a lightweight tool widely used and includes Python PuTTygen tool, which you will need to convert private keys for SSH authentication. And MobiXterm is an advanced client with additional features like built-in X server, file transfer capabilities, and multiple sessions you can take on a single terminal, on a single tool. We have multiple options like split, multi-execute, tunneling packages, and these are the tools you can use in this MobiXterm. Let's copy the private key into PuTTygen. Before that, I would like to explain why do we need PuTTygen software. This tool. Linux generates SSH key in a format that's compatible with OpenSSH. However, tools like Putty on Windows requires a private key to be in a .ppk format. .ppk means Putty private key format. This is where PuttyGen requires. It converts private key Linux generated private key into a format that Putty can use. I will access this Rocky Linux system from my Windows machine using Putty or MobileXterm. Let's get this. I will copy this. I have saved this key on my Windows machine. Let's import private key into PuttyGen. Open PuttyGen on your Windows machine. Click on load from here. After importing, save as a private key in PuttyGen. To save the private key in Putty ppk format. I saved the key. You can use Putty or MobileXterm. I have both the tool. You can use any tool. First we will go with the MobileXterm. Click on sessions. Give the IP address of the Rocky Linux server. Mm, Let's add network adapter for accessing. I need to turn off the machine. Click on settings, network, click on adapter, enable network adapter, host only adapter selected, and click on OK. Power on the machines. Till then we can configure MobileXterm. We can specify username as admin user and use the private key. Use the ppk format. machine is up now. Log into the server. Open the terminal. Before opening, let's check the network adapter configuration. This network adapter we have added just now. Enable it. Open the terminal, check the IP address. This is IP address. From here also you can check the IP address. This is the IP address. (192) Let me create once again. Click on sessions, SSH, add remote host. Specify username. Add the keys. Click on OK. Check the port. Your default port is 22. Update the port to 2222. Click on OK. Accept it. Enter the password of admin user. Click on yes. You have the access of Rocky Linux. You can check from here. These are Rocky Linux host name. We are able to take an access of Rocky Linux on a Windows machine using MobiXterm. Using PuTTY, how to take the access? Let's see. Add the IP address. This is the IP address. Provide the port 2222. Import the SSH keys. Click on open. Accept the connection. Provide a Linux username and give the password. We're able to access Rocky Linux using PuTTY. Using PuTTY and MobiXterm. Both tools we are able to successfully access the Linux server. Here we have given a password. Let's disable. We can set password authentication no. We can do it from here only. Sudo conf. Let me increase the font size. Password authentication. set to no. Validate the configuration file for syntax error using sudo SSH. Okay, now restart the service. Service is restarted. Let's try to take the access using putty once again. Provide the IP address. Update the port, SSH port. Import the SSH key. Click on open. Server. Let me check this, why it is asking password. Let's check the permission of directory. It is the right permission. I'm already in .ssh directory, so I will create authorized key file. And set the permission to 600. And also let's cross check SSD conf file. Password authentication. Set to no. And also search public key. Public key authentication, yes. Okay. Enable this as well. Save the file. Check the config. Restart the service. Now try to take the access, putty access once again. We can save the profile each and every time. No need to do all the configuration once again. This time we will save the profile. add the ppk file, go to terminal, save it, give the name, here our profile is saved. We can set username as well. Let me check. This is the error. Why did not copy public key to this? Oh, sorry, I used echo. Instead of echo, use cat. Let's check now. Let me edit this. Truncate the file. Again, copy it because here this ID is rsa.p pub file is copied. I don't want that file name to be there in authorized key. Now check. Yeah, this is the user and the machine name. Let's try to get access on putty. We have already loaded this file. Try to open. We are able to access Rocky Linux machine. The issue was instead of cat I have used echo, that's why the public key is not copied. Let's check the next step. Let's retake the access once again on mobile xterm as well as on putty. So without entering the password, we are able to log in Rocky Linux machine without entering the password. So let's check on putty. Load the file. Click on open. Enter username. Without entering password, I am able to take the access of Rocky Linux. So some of the troubleshooting steps I have shared in this video, and also if you encounter issue, there are some troubleshooting steps which I already shared. Ensure SSH port is open in firewall. Check the SELinux. Double check the IP address. And if you have edited the SSH conf file, check using this command. Validate the configuration file for syntax error using this command. When you execute the command sudo sshd space -t, you are instructing the SSH daemon to perform a syntax check of its configuration file, that is sshd_conf file. If there are any syntax error, the command will print error message with the line number on the terminal itself. And if you get any error, first fix the error and then restart SSH service once again. In this video, we have covered installing and configuration of SSH Server, securing it with the best practice, enabling key-based authentication, steps to create private key for putty using puttygen. I hope this video was helpful. Happy learning and keep exploring. That's it for the video. Thanks for watching.